resilient. You know, when they punch us in the mouth, we always found a way to answer. I think people stepped up when their number was called and they were put into the game and dug deep and made plays when we needed to.
Caitlin Clark's legacy on the court is one defined by an extraordinary blend of talent, leadership, and a relentless drive that has captivated basketball fans across the country.
I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's fun. Like, I called her coach and she was like, I don't know about that yet. You'll have to see how I do during the game. So, no, but it's super fun. And then obviously Annie Meyer's drives out too. Getting to be around those two people that have done so much for the game, for me is super special. Like, there's still two people that I really look up to and idolize and appreciate everything that they've done. And for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like, it's just super cool.
From her early days as a standout high school player to her record-breaking college career and beyond, Clark has consistently redefined what it means to be a dominant force in women's basketball. Her impact extends beyond just scoring. She has revolutionized the way the game is played, inspiring future generations to push the limits of their own potential. As we examine her career, achievements, and the broader influence she has had on the sport, it becomes clear that Caitlin Clark's legacy will be one that endures long after her final game.
This is not a new thing.
Sure.
In that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening. And that, I think, is what's been such a shock for all of us, that other people are surprised by this. We've been trying to tell you. And once again, for so long, as a player, I would almost joke. I'd be like, I would have loved to have shut up and dribble. In so many ways, I would have loved to have been valued as a basketball player. I would have been loved to have been spoken about just for my play. I think everybody in the league can say that. But nobody ever let us do that. So what happened? We started to build a backbone, a little bit of an identity. We understood that in order to push our league forward, we were going to have to combat these things. And then you know what else we learned? It feels good to stand up for yourself. It feels even better to stand up for others. We started to learn that people were learning from us.
Clark's journey to becoming one of the most electrifying players in college basketball began in West Des Moines, Iowa, where she quickly established herself as a prodigious talent. As a high school player at Dowling Catholic High School, she dominated the competition, drawing national attention with her scoring prowess, deep shooting range, and court vision. Her ability to control the pace of the game and score from virtually anywhere on the floor made her one of the most sought-after recruits in the country. When she committed to the University of Iowa, expectations were sky-high, but Clark wasted no time proving that she was more than capable of handling the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we probably should have gotten at least, could have gotten at least 2 more wins so far in the season. So it felt like we kept coming down to the wire, especially in the last 2 versus Connecticut and the Storm. And then we had every opportunity to find ways to win those games, and we just couldn't figure it out.
For whatever reason, they decide to get themselves involved, whether it is actually malintent or maybe they just want to get themselves in the headline. A lot of players got the spotlight this season because of Caitlin Clark, not to mention just overall Caitlin Clark brought millions, literally, more eyeballs to the league this season.
I do not believe that anyone legitimately watched the two play and looked at the stat line and looked at the results of the team. Any metric you want to look at, there's not a single person who looked at that and said, I think Angel Reese is actually the Rookie of the Year. This was done for attention.
From the moment she stepped onto the court for the Hawkeyes, she showcased a level of skill and confidence rarely seen in a freshman. Her ability to put up staggering numbers while simultaneously elevating the play of her teammates made it clear that she was a generational talent. One of the most defining aspects of Clark's legacy is her statistical dominance. Throughout her college career, she shattered records and set new benchmarks that will be difficult for future players to surpass. Her scoring ability was unparalleled, as she consistently led the nation in points per game, often surpassing the 30-point mark with ease. But what set her apart from other high-volume scorers was her efficiency and versatility.
They lost in the conference tournament, and they were up in that game, in that semifinal game.
And this kid, Angel Reese, has something about her.
Her personality, contagious.
She makes, in her funny.
Look at that
going overboard.
We love to see a good clapback, right? And no one does that better than Caitlin Clark. I mean, just a couple of days ago in her game against Louisville, she basically told Haley Van Lith, you're down 15 points. Shut up. We're going to go talk to some of her teammates to see what are some of their best Caitlin clapbacks or best motivations. Let's find out.
The last game when she was like, you can't see me. That really got everyone fired up.
Clark was not just a prolific scorer. she was an elite playmaker, capable of dishing out double-digit assists in any given game. Her deep shooting range became one of her signature traits, drawing comparisons to some of the greatest shooters in basketball history. Defenders were often forced to guard her near half-court, opening up opportunities for her teammates and stretching opposing defenses in ways that had rarely been seen before in the women's game. Her three-point shooting was not just effective, it was a spectacle, with fans and analysts marveling at her ability to pull up from nearly anywhere on the floor. Beyond her individual numbers, Clark's leadership and competitiveness defined her as a player. She possessed an unrelenting will to win, elevating her team through her intensity, court vision, and ability to deliver in clutch moments.
That's an and one. She'll like go like this and come to the bench and she'll be like, let's go! That's pretty fun.
She gets pretty fiery in our timeouts. You know, she might even clap back at us because she wants us to play with that same fire, you know, and sometimes we're pretty even-keeled, some of us, but she's like, let's go! Come on! Dive on the floor, whatever it may be.
She always will just come to me like after a timeout, before I'm at like a tough stretch, we think, and she'll just like give me a little bit of extra reassurance.
You know, what is she thinking? How does she feel? You know, I think sometimes we just fail to realize that, because it's almost like every time she speaks, it's something wrong with what she says. It's something wrong with what she does. It's what it seems like. But what we do here as a team, that's really all that matters. It's really all that matters. And that's what I care about more than I don't care about the outside noise.
Whether it was a game-winning shot, a crucial assist, or a defensive stop, Clark was at the center of the action when it mattered most. Her leadership was not just evident in her on-court performances, but also in the way she inspired her teammates and the next generation of players. She embraced the pressure of being the face of women's college basketball and used her platform to bring attention to the game's growth and evolution. She played with a level of confidence and swagger that resonated with young athletes, making them believe that they too could achieve greatness on the court. Clark's influence on women's basketball extends far beyond her own accomplishments. She became a symbol of the sport's growing popularity, attracting record-breaking television audiences and packed arenas wherever she played. Her electrifying performances drew national attention, helping to elevate the profile of women's college basketball to unprecedented levels.
Clark, by the way, has been the WNBA's Rookie of the Year.
Everyone knew she was going to win it. 66 out of 67 votes. The one vote went to Angel Reese.
Okay.
One vote.
Caitlin didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening. We started to learn that people were learning from us and able to follow us in a different way. And who are we following? Black women.
But black women, we hate them and we won't watch them. And so it's all racist. Nah, your product wasn't any good. Sue Bird thinks she has to bow down to angry black women in order to be accepted.
Flagrant foul by Angel Reese. What's going through your mind and how you just stay within yourself to finish the game?
Now we go to the third quarter, and here's the moment everyone's going to be talking about. This is Caitlin Clark going to the hole, and that's Angel Reese with the foul, hits her in the head. It's a flagrant one. What do we see?
Yeah, Angel Reese, it looks like she's trying to get the block shot. It's frustrating for Chicago fans because Isabel Harrison was right there to make a beautiful play, but Izzy hits her with the body, Angel hits her in the head.
As a trailblazer, she helped pave the way for the next generation of young women looking to make an impact in the sport. Her success, both individually and as a team leader, demonstrated that women's basketball is not only exciting to watch, but also deserving of the same level of recognition and support as its male counterpart. As Caitlin Clark transitions to the professional ranks, her legacy will only continue to grow. Whether she is dominating in the WNBA, representing the United States on the international stage, or inspiring the next generation of players through camps and mentorship, her influence on the game is far from over. Her ability to adapt and excel at the highest levels will further cement her status as one of the all-time greats in women's basketball history.
When we see that play, what did we see?
Yeah, it's going to pop up because, well, one, it's Caitlin Clark, and people that aren't familiar with this league don't know how physical this league is, so they see Caitlin Clark getting hit at any point, and they think it's an attack on her. The good part about this is it is a basketball play. Angel Reese makes plays like this all the time. It's a poor defensive decision because she's got help side sliding right there. That's Isabel Harrison, who played with me at Tennessee and made a lot of those plays, often when I was the one making the foul and didn't need to.
What's going through my mind is I need to make these 2 free throws. That's all I'm thinking about. It's just a part of basketball. It is what it is. You know, she's trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, I mean, it happens. And those free throws, when you have to shoot them with nobody at the line, are kind of hard. So it's a little different than having people at the line. So I was just trying to focus on making those.
As Caitlin Clark transitions to the professional ranks, her legacy will only continue to grow. Whether she is dominating in the WNBA, representing the United States on the international stage, or inspiring the next generation of players through camps and mentorship, her influence on the game is far from over. Her ability to adapt and excel at the highest levels will further cement her status as one of the all-time greats in women's basketball history. Caitlin Clark's legacy transcends statistics and championships. It is about the inspiration she instills in young athletes and the lasting impact she leaves on the game.
I've honestly never been here before. Never came here for AAU. I know it was a big spot for a lot of the boys tournaments when I was growing up, but we never came here on the women's side. I'm excited to be here. It seems like a really fun place. Probably going to come back and play some more roulette at some point. Put some money on Black 22, see if it hits.
Caitlin Clark has been the best thing, the most dominant thing to happen to the WNBA ever. Remember, there's been good players come out of college, but nobody really cared. We'd seen it. Nobody really cared.
She has redefined the expectations for women's basketball, proving that skill, confidence, and relentless ambition can break barriers. Her journey from a high school standout to a college superstar and future professional serves as a testament to what is possible with passion and perseverance. As her career continues to unfold, one thing remains certain. Caitlin Clark's influence on basketball will endure for generations, shaping the sport in ways that extend far beyond the court.
Clark, by the way, has been the WNBA's Rookie of the Year. She will receive a special trophy, and she also has a bonus.
$5,000.
It is right at it. $5,150.
Did I really guess that right? I was trying to go inappropriately low on my guess, and I nailed it.
There isn't one single interesting woman playing in the WNBA, to me, a mid-range jump shooting Asia Wilson, and how great she is. She's not great. She's okay. I mean, she probably could start on a few boys' teams out here in the country, but none here in Indiana City. But Caitlin Clark's interesting. When it's not going well for you, claim racism. When it's going well for you, claim victim/racism. We get it.
One of the most defining aspects of Clark's game is her ability to shoot from virtually anywhere on the floor. She regularly pulls up from well beyond the three-point line, forcing defenses to extend far beyond their comfort zone. Her deep-range shooting has drawn comparisons to Stephen Curry, as she confidently drains shots from distances that most players wouldn't even consider attempting. This ability not only makes her a scoring threat at all times, but also spaces the floor for her teammates, creating openings in the defense that wouldn't otherwise exist.
Here with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, I know you guys are used to playing in front of sellout crowds, but the Footprint Center is a very hard place to play. You guys got the win. What was the mindset going into this one to get a dub?
I think we were just resilient. When they punched us in the mouth, we always found a way to answer. I think people stepped up when their number was called and they were put into the game. And I thought we came out and started the second half well and really just found a way and dug deep and made plays when we needed to.
One of those people that stepped up when their name was called is Kelsey Mitchell. She was an absolute bucket for you guys. How huge was she in this win tonight?
Yeah, she was huge. She never shies away from the moment. She made some huge shots for us, but she's just poised, very poised. You can see it in her face, like she wants to be in those moments, so I'm super proud of her.
Sue Bird thinks she has to bow down to angry black women in order to be accepted.
And I think in overall popularity, does her race play a factor? Nominal. Women's basketball has had a cornucopia of talented white and black women's basketball players. Elena Delle Donne is white, is she not? Sue Bird, white, is she not? Asia Wilson's black. Cynthia Cooper, black. Like, you can go back through, and it's actually a lot more. There's gay and there's straight. There's black and there's white. There's tall and there's short.
Clark thrives in high-pressure moments. She has an innate ability to take over games when it matters most, whether by hitting game-winning shots, making crucial assists, or taking control of the offense in crunch time. Her confidence never wavers, and she relishes the spotlight, delivering in big moments against the toughest competition. Her poise under pressure and ability to rise to the occasion have made her one of the most exciting players to watch. Clark is more than just a three-point shooter. She is a complete scorer. She can attack the rim with crafty finishes, pull up from mid-range, and of course, drain shots from beyond the arc. Her ball handling allows her to create space off the dribble, and she has a quick first step that makes her difficult to guard one-on-one. Defenders struggle to contain her because she can beat them in multiple ways, making her one of the most dynamic offensive players in the game.